What's up, guys? This is Corey here with Concert Crap. So I'm going to try something new today. I've never done this before on YouTube, at least. I want to talk about When We Were Young Fest. So I have a few things I'd like to talk about. As of this recording, it has been about 9 days since the initial first show was announced. As of this recording, there's now been 3 days for the fest. So October 22nd, 23rd, 29th, and inevitably, I feel like they're going to add a fourth date as well. So I kind of predicted this. I posted it first on TikTok, and then I posted that TikTok to Instagram telling people that, they announced the first date. Everybody was going wild. Everyone was going crazy for the first date being announced. Cool. This is amazing. Second date comes around. Everyone's looking into the finer details that have been released. I feel like the marketing team or the website team or whoever was putting it together may not have just released some of the stuff that they wanted to. I feel like people were just finding something to complain about with this festival because it is such an amazing lineup from top to bottom. Honestly, this is one of the best lineups I've ever seen, probably that a lot of people have seen in the emo scene. I'm going to call it just the emo festival because that's what everybody's calling it right now. One of the biggest emo festivals that has ever been announced, and it's an amazing thing. It's incredible for the scene. Everyone's feeling nostalgic about it. There's a lot of bands that have been around for 10 plus years that have gone on to big and better things. My Chemical Romance and Paramore haven't really played shows too often the past few years. I believe Paramore announced that this is going to be their first show in about 5 years, and My Chemical Romance only recently, just before the pandemic, got back together. They played one show in LA at the Shrine, and then they announced their tour. I think most of the seats or most of the tickets for that tour sold out, and then the pandemic happened, and then they postponed not once. I think it's already postponed twice. It's supposed to happen later this year, and When We Were Young, they're going to be, coming around and playing those shows as well. So 3 dates have been announced. The internet has been in an uproar ever since then. Oh, there's a lot of big and bad things about this festival that haven't been announced. There's too many bands playing on one day. The tickets are too expensive. Everyone's just complaining about something, and I feel like it's unjustified somewhat because, yes, a lot of bands are playing in one day, but that gives it more of an opportunity for bands to play on one day. Yeah, it's not Warped Tour, but that was an actual tour. This is the second When We Were Young Fest for those who haven't known about this. This isn't the first of its kind. This is the second that's happened. The other one, I believe, happened in 2017. Morrissey, Fiddler, Taking Back Sunday, a bunch of other bands played. Much smaller venue at the OC Observatory in Santa Ana, California, Southern California, not too far from where I am right now. I feel like this is going to be our Coachella, our emo Coachella. I just have a speculation that make it an annual thing, possibly biannual, whatever they can do about it to make it become a bigger and better thing. And I feel like they're going to bring back artists who haven't played in a while, artists who haven't toured in a while, artists just who haven't been together as a band for a few years. That's going to be my speculation on this, and that's what I feel like they're going to do with this. That's why they're going all out for this first festival for When We Were Young, second festival, sorry. I got to correct myself there. But second festival for When We Were Young. I feel like they're going to do this, make it a tradition to lean into the nostalgia of this is what people like. I mean, obviously now they have emo night, and that's a huge thing as well because people are playing nostalgic emo music that we all grew up with from many years ago. So emo night's capitalizing on it. It's a nostalgia thing. People like it. People want to buy nostalgia. People want to experience nostalgia because it makes them feel good. It makes them feel good about themselves. It makes them think of better times. People like that sort of thing. So that's another positive thing to take out of this. So one of the things that people are complaining about is they think it's a scam. They think it's not going to happen. There's not a lot of info out there about this festival. And yes, that's understandable. But the first thing shouldn't be, oh, it's a scam, it's a scam, it's a scam. Calm down. Let's all figure this out together. Let's all wait also because as of this recording too, it's just under 10 months away from this festival going down. So if they haven't announced something, first of all, they don't have to announce anything. If they just put up the poster and say, tickets are on sale this date, go buy tickets, people are still going to buy tickets regardless. Just because something wasn't announced or you're unsure about it, that doesn't mean you need to go out there and start typing and saying, it's a scam, it's a scam, it's a scam. Don't buy tickets, it's a scam. Live Nation is putting this on. Live Nation is on the poster. Yes, Astroworld happened too. Fire Festival happened too. Fire Festival is more of an isolated incident put on by that guy, Billy McFarland, I think his name is. And you could see the documentaries on Netflix and Hulu, and you could see that guy was pretty much just a huge scam artist from the beginning. So that's an isolated incident, an isolated festival that just didn't go down, and a lot of negative things happened at that festival. So that's neither here nor there. This shouldn't be compared to Fire Festival, nor should any other festival, unless it does look a lot more sketchy than it actually is. And this, it says Live Nation is helping host this event, put on this event, so Live Nation shouldn't get any flack either. But again, this goes back to Astroworld, people comparing it to Astroworld, because Live Nation put on Astroworld. Live Nation puts on thousands and thousands and thousands of events each and every single year in many major cities, smaller cities, what have you. You don't have to compare it to Astroworld. That was definitely a devastating thing, but comparing it to something where people lost their lives, that's pretty extreme, and honestly, it's pretty sad that people are gonna compare it to that when it hasn't even happened yet. It was an isolated event too. That shouldn't have happened. Measures should have been taken. The crowd should have been handled a little bit better than it did. That's going to be my thoughts on it. I don't want to say anything to misconstrue anything or to downgrade the devastation of that. And then another big thing that people are complaining about is, okay, this is all happening on one day. Yes, it is happening on one day. 3 days as of right now, possibly a fourth, possibly even more after this. So I can understand that. People are doing all their maths on TikTok, on Instagram, and saying, hey, this is a lot of bands for one day. I think it's 65, 66, 67 bands. I can't remember the exact number. Yes, that's a lot of bands. Warped Tour, yes, comparing it to Warped Tour and saying, oh, Warped Tour did it better. Warped Tour can do it. Warped Tour can handle it. And yes, too, it did say on their website within the first few days, it said there was only going to be 3 stages. Festival also noted a few days later that it's going to be rotating stages. So pretty much as the band's playing, the other band's setting up. So once that band is done, boom, the stage rotates. It's not uncommon. It can happen. They have time to plan this out. They have 10 months to plan this out, guys. Do not worry. Don't freak out if you're not going to be able to see a band. Yes, you're not going to be able to see every band. No one's going to be able to see every single band on one singular day when this festival happens. That's understandable. I can understand that. You want to see as many bands as you can. But here's the thing too. If they all have to do it in one day, they have to figure it out. Let them figure it out. Calm down. Don't freak out. Don't buy tickets if you don't want to go to this thing, if you're not going to be able to see all these bands and you want to see all these bands. Another thing you can do is you can buy tickets to a local show that one of these bands is playing and support them there. It's a more intimate setting. You don't share the field. You don't share the open space with, I think it's 85,000 capacity. So I think you're going to be sharing an open field, a festival with 85,000 people. Whereas if you go to a local show for one of these bands, let's just pick out Hawthorne Heights. If you go to a Hawthorne Heights show, there's probably going to be maybe 1,000 people there. You're going to be sharing a small intimate room with 1,000 people. You know, you can see them in a more intimate setting. You can support them on a tour that they're going to be on. So make sure you're doing that as well. Don't just support them just because this is just a big nostalgia grab and they're trying to capitalize on the nostalgia of what we want here when we were young. Support local bands, not just these bands, support local bands as well. Support artists because that's how they make their money. They make their money touring, and because it's it's such a nostalgic cash grab, they have to put a high price tag on it because people are going to pay that. People are going to pay that premium. And the lowest I saw was my friend texted me after he got tickets. He just got one ticket. It was over $300 after fees, taxes, whatever. That's a lot of freaking money for anybody. $300. But, you know, it's sold out. They had to announce a second day. Well, they had it already planned, I'm assuming. They made that demand. People wanted it. People paid it. First day sold out within a few hours. I know people said they were like waiting for 5 hours. Some people texted me after like 10 minutes of the pre-sale and said, hey, I got tickets. Like, you know, I was surprised that those people got tickets within 10 minutes. But, you know, people wanted this. There was a demand for it. So people paid it. First day sold out, second day sold out, third day was announced. Third day inevitably is going to sell out. When they add a fourth day, that might even sell out, and who knows if they even have more dates reserved for this. So it wasn't a surprise that they announced a second day. Third day wasn't a surprise. Fourth day is not going to be a surprise at all to anybody. This is what you see too. And this is, I predicted this, and this isn't some huge secret or anything that I know. It's just being in the music scene and knowing marketing and how things work with music. You can see these trends for big shows. Coachella did it as well. They had one weekend initially. Now a few years ago, they extended it to 2 weekends. All the same bands are playing. Granted, this isn't Coachella, but it could be our Coachella. It could be an annual thing if it goes off without a hitch. And keep in mind too, if there's a demand for a show or for shows, for bands to play more shows, there's going to be dates set aside prior to them announcing it. If they say, let's just say there's going to be 4 days of this When We Were Young festival. If they announce all 4 days at once, you get to then pick and choose the days you want to go to this. They don't want that. They need to make their money too. This is like the bands and the festival people putting this on, hosting this, whatever. Live Nation, you can say Live Nation. I don't care if you call it whatever you want. If they put 1 day aside and say, hey, this is going to be one singular event. Everybody wants to be here. Buy tickets this day. They're only going to announce 1 day when it's like some huge ass festival just like this. When they do that, they create the demand. They create the I need to be there sort of feeling with people. They want you to feel like you're going to be a part of something. 85,000 people, 5,000 people, 1,000 people, 100 people, whatever the size of the room is, the festival. People are going to want to go to this. People wanted to go to this, so they created the demand. They already had dates set aside that they hadn't announced yet. The bands hadn't announced it yet. So they make you want it even more because it's going to be such a limited thing. It's going to be a once-in-a-lifetime event. You created the demand. They created the festival. They created the dates. Then they announced the second date when the time is right, when they think the time is right. They did it. Everyone's going crazy again. Damn it, I couldn't get tickets. Hopefully I can go again. Oh, third date's announced. Oh, okay, now I can be a part of it again. Oh, I didn't get tickets for the third day. Oh, fourth day is going to be announced. Okay, now I could be a part of it a little bit further. Maybe not in the first day, first weekend, whatever. But now I can be a part of it. So they're adding a little bit more capacity to that feeling of nostalgia. Granted, yes, tickets are still expensive. It's all going to be on 1 day. Yes, you may not be able to see every single band, but it makes you want to see it even further and buy tickets for an additional show so you can see the bands that you missed or the bands you weren't able to see the first time around. Another thing, people are saying, oh, there's non-refundable tickets, but that's almost every single show and festival that Live Nation puts on. How do you think they're one of the biggest ticket and music event holding companies in the world? They have to create some type of thing to protect themselves too so they can make money. It's understandable. They are pretty much a monopoly in this space. But you buying that ticket is saying, I am going to be there on this day at this, in this city, at this venue. I am going to be there. That's you pretty much signing over your rights to say, I agree to this. I am going to be there, whether I'm sick or not. That's a whole other thing. I don't want to say like, oh, go if you have COVID or anything. Don't go if you have COVID. Don't try not to spread. You buying the ticket, no matter when the date is, no matter what happens in your life, there's 75,000 people. Do you think 75,000 people are going to be there? 85,000 people, however many I said earlier. Do you think that many people are going to be there and there's not going to be something going on in their lives? No, there's going to be something going on in everyone's life. We all have to deal with shit in our lives. But you buying the ticket is you saying, I am going to be there, and tickets are non-refundable. It's understandable to freak out and say, oh my God, tickets are non-refundable. But like I said, you are taking that risk and saying in your life, I am going to be there this date. I am going to pay this premium, whatever it is, $10,000, $20,000, however much it's going to be. You are saying to yourself and to this company that you're buying this product from, I am going to be there. Here's my money. Here's our exchange for it. They offer you that ticket, that admission to get into that space. That's to ensure that you're going to get in that space. You already paid them to ensure them that you're going to be in that space. That's why tickets are non-refundable, guys. You can read all the fine print you want. I'm not going to go through the fine print here. That's a whole other video. You guys can do the research yourself. Figure that out for yourself. But that's why tickets are non-refundable. Like, you're asking and they're allowing you to ensure your space within that crowd during this time. do it at your own risk. You know, that's what you're doing when it comes to purchasing tickets for any show, any venue, from anybody. Don't say it's a scam. Don't say because tickets are non-refundable. If you see all this, if it's raising red flags in your mind, don't buy tickets to this. If you think it's gonna fail, you don't have to spread lies to people. You don't have to spread things you don't know about. You don't want to spread misinformation of what you are speculating is happening to this event. All the bands announced it, all the big bands announced it. What more do you want? You know, if a band, there was one, I think two instances. So Royal and the Serpent said, but she said she didn't know about the event. Buddy from Senses Fail, the singer of Senses Fail, noted as well on his social media. He's like, oh shit, I didn't even know about this, that we were playing this event. Royal and the Serpent and Senses Fail apparently didn't know. So somebody in my DMs, I'm not going to mention his name, but he mentioned that the guy from Chain Reaction in Anaheim, California. So apparently these guys, somebody noted that these guys actually put together the event, and they booked all the bands, right? I'm sure it costs many dollars to book all these bands of this high caliber. And that's why tickets are another thing. That's why they're so expensive. You're paying to have them in that space there. They have to get paid somehow. But apparently the guys from Chain Reaction, apparently it was only two guys who set it up. They kept it very much under wraps. And I applaud them insanely for that, because many tours and festivals and shows get leaked all the time. This didn't get leaked. This was just put out on the internet. Everyone was like, oh, is this real? Is this real? Even myself, I was just like, oh, what the hell is this? This just looks like a fan-created poster. They kept this insanely under wraps, and I just don't think that they told all the artists that they're going to be playing. So they probably talked with the touring manager, booking manager, whatever you want to call them, for all of the bands, and probably just said, oh, don't leak this lineup. This is going to be the lineup for this insane once-in-a-lifetime event. Your band is going to be able to play this. If the touring manager or the booking manager of the band or the artist said, okay, I'm not going to tell the band, I want them to be surprised too. Maybe that's why they posted, hey, I didn't know about this event. I didn't know I was playing. But that shouldn't lead into other people's speculation, like, oh, people didn't know, so it's going to be a scam. Or people didn't know that they're going to be playing this show or being at this show. Homie, it's 10 months away. They're probably going to be getting paid regardless. They're going to be part of this once-in-a-lifetime event. If the touring manager or the booking manager or whoever it is that's working with them or for them didn't want to tell them and just wanted them to be surprised, that could be the case too. It could be a number of occurrences or instances, but you don't need to speculate and say, oh, just because this one or two artists didn't hear about it, then I'm gonna say that it's a lie, it's a scam. Bring Me the Horizon posted about it, Paramore posted about it, My Chemical Romance posted about it. What more do you want? Does every single band on every single bill that's playing Coachella need to post about it for you to believe that Coachella is going on, that another festival is happening? Yeah, there could be red flags here and there, but that's like one or two minor occurrences that you don't need to focus on. That's just something that is just leading into your rabbit hole of things that you're not going to believe. I've been around music, marketing, concert, and festival life for the past 10, 15 years now. And this doesn't look like a scam. This looks like any other festival. Name one festival that's perfect. There's no festival that hasn't had anything wrong with it. Coachella, I'm sure there's shit that goes down in Coachella each and every single year. That's the biggest festival in the world. The biggest and most prominent and most highest caliber festival in the world. You don't have to think that Coachella is going off without a hitch each and every single year. Shit happens. Life isn't perfect. I'm just also saying this because I want people to spread positivity, be positive about life. Don't spread lies. Don't spread misinformation about things you don't know. I don't know every single thing about this festival. I'm not saying I do. I'm not speaking on behalf of anybody except just myself. And these are just my thoughts of what I've seen, trends that the music industry has had, trends that festivals have had that I've seen. That's just what I'm using to my knowledge for this video. This is what I know. I'm spreading that information to you. Take it as you will. People are freaking out because there's no sponsors. There's no sponsors listed on this event. Like I said in the beginning or the middle of this video, they have 10 months to figure this out. Maybe they don't have sponsors. I really doubt that they don't have any sponsors. And none of them are listed on the poster. That's why people are freaking out too, or on the website. Do you go to the festivals and shows because there's a specific sponsor sponsoring it, because Budweiser is sponsoring it, because Pepsi's sponsoring it, because Coke is sponsoring it, because Jack's Shack gas station is sponsoring it. Do you go because of that? No, you don't go because of that. Yes, it adds legitimacy. I will admit it does add a little bit more legitimacy if there was sponsors listed on the tour poster or festival poster, but that's not something that I feel like people need to focus on so much. Yes, like I said, it could add a little bit more legitimacy to it, but that's something you don't really go to festivals for because of the sponsors that are going to be there. No. And then one more thing I do want to touch up on is people are complaining about some specific artists playing the lineup. People are complaining that Jaden is playing this festival. I think, I'm not sure, I think Jaden is rap rock. I don't remember. I know I've heard his name. I can't remember the type of music he plays or sings. Why are you complaining about one artist or a specific artist playing a 60+ band festival? Why are you complaining about that? Why are you focusing on one thing, one artist? If you get tickets, win tickets to this festival, if you don't want to see Jaden, don't go see Jaden. And another thing too is, if there's other smaller artists on this bill, any other festival or tour, go check out that artist. If they're playing a similar festival to a whole bunch of other bands and artists you like, go check them out. Take the time to support these artists. They're trying to make money. They're trying to make a living too. You don't have to shit on them just because you don't like this specific lineup. So those are just my thoughts. This is more of a longer video, but I just wanted to kind of give my thoughts and opinions on when we were young, the whole crux of everything happening in the past 8 days since this festival has been announced. There's just been a lot of flack online for the organizers of the festival, Live Nation, the bands. There's just a bunch of crap that I feel like people shouldn't be spreading and putting out there. And I feel like people just need to be more positive when it comes to things too. I want to spread more positivity. Things are going to happen. It's not going to be a perfect festival. No festival is perfect. Go if you're going to go, and just be safe. Yes, we still are in a pandemic. Yes, we are still dealing with COVID right now. So just be safe. If you need to wear a mask, wear a mask. If you need to get vaccinated, get vaccinated. If you don't feel safe about that, if you're worried about your health, then maybe you shouldn't go. Just be safe out there. Everybody be safe. Spread positivity. Don't put anybody down. Just put everybody up. Don't put anybody down, and just be positive in your life. And that's what I'm here to spread as well. Just be positive, and thank you for watching. Follow Concert Crap. Visit concertcrap.com for more interviews, reviews, and so much more on all things music. Subscribe. This is going to be on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube. Give us a thumbs up. Go to our TikTok, our Instagram, all our socials. I also do a shitload of giveaways for concerts and festivals, possibly when we were young as well, on our Instagram. So follow us on Instagram. It's at Concert Crap everywhere, just one word. So give us a follow everywhere. This has been Corey, and I will see you guys next time.